Yeah, we in here. Why they got this here? Take that out. Alright, come on. Bring your ass on in here. And when you come in here, go ahead and hit that like button. Because you know you like. If you've seen the thumbnail in the description, you're here because you like something. Go on hit the like button. If you feel moved to comment and subscribe, go on do that as well. Alright. Let me make sure we still running. Right, cool. Alright, so you see the thumbnail. We're gonna start with this creator. What name she go by? Forget what it say. Lisa Glamour. This is my first time reacting or seeing this particular content creator. But she kind of reminds me of the one that we have in the black internet of Sprinkle fame, Shira 7. So she's like, to me, a white or Spanish Shira Sprinkle type content creator. I'm eating Oreo, so hope y'all don't mind me eating those, man. Breakfast time. Breakfast of champions. Oreos and coffee. Let me go and get started while I smack in y'all face.
My beautiful darlings, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the signs that a man is not a provider. One of the most expensive mistakes that a lot of women do is to choose a man that does not have a provider mentality. And provider mentality does not appear after marriage. It will show up in the way he solves problems, it will show up in the way he talks about money. And I always tell you ladies that being a provider is truly a mentality. It has nothing to do with being rich. Because ladies, you have some multi-millionaire, even billionaires that have absolutely no provider.
Now, right here, before she gets any further, being a provider is truly a mentality. Provider, protector. It's one of the most natural things that come to a man. We already understand that as we come of age, we're going to be looked at to care for, the weaker in society, our women and children and things of that nature. So protecting and then providing for them comes secondary. But these type of people, and I'm gonna say these type of people because I don't want to put this on all women to say these type of women, but these type of people take advantage, manipulate for their own gain what it means to be a provider. I'm just gonna put that in there for right now. Let me let her go.
Mentality. Does his instinct is about making her life easier, or does he immediately begin calculating what everything will cost him? On this channel, I help women become high value, feminine, and unforgettable. If that's the woman that you want to become, subscribe down below. And also you have all of my courses and my books. My Femme Fatale Siren course is about becoming that woman that is completely unforgettable, being the most feminine and magnetic woman in any room you enter. Becoming that ultimate siren that men dream of. Knowing your worth so deeply that you will naturally attract way better treatment than my Femme Fatale Siren course is for you. The link is down below. Ladies, sign number one that a man is not a provider. He sees generosity as a loss instead of a pleasure. This is probably one of the biggest signs of all. Watch how he feels after he spends. Because two men can pay for the exact same dinner while experiencing really different emotions. A provider will leave the restaurant feeling good because he enjoys seeing you smile. He's happy to create that experience for you. He likes to feel like it's because of him that you are happy, that you smile. He isn't thinking about the money anymore. He's thinking about you. He's thinking about the impact that it has on you. Anytime he spends money, he's thinking, oh my God, she's so happy.
I've never met anyone like her. And when she smiles at me, you can't put a price on it. So I don't care if I have to work 20 hours a day to keep her happy. I'll do it.
A non-provider will...
And that's a good point to caveat right here. This is exactly, just like she showed that clip, this is exactly where they get this fairy tale idea of real life from. Romantic comedies, movies, fairy tales have done a job of pedestalizing at least in the television area, pedestalizing women and making men look like, bumbling idiots mostly. Mostly, if you think about it, most of the sitcoms you watch, the guy is always some overweight underachiever who's just lucky to be with his beautiful wife, right? And he's always the butt of every joke. Well, television has done this now for at least the last 40 years. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe they felt a need to kind of elevate the feminine for a while, and I get that. But this generation of young women, or these type of people, have a very fairy tale idea of what they're supposed to get from a relationship. Meaning that not saying that they shouldn't be treated with high value and respect, but almost that they should be pedestalized for just being there, right? That's where we get this idea of high value man and high value woman, because you're supposed to be of such high value that people just walk around in their hands and knees worshiping you. And it doesn't work like that. A relationship works where both people are putting in something. When you ask these type of women what they bring to the table, it has nothing to do with financial, right? If I have my career set and I got my life set, and I've got success going my way, what do you bring to my life that enriches my life, whether you work or not? Is it pleasant energy? Is it being a supportive partner? Is it eager to be a mother, eager to have my children? What do you bring that makes my life happier? Not what can I do for you all the time, right? Usually when you ask these type of people what do they bring to the table, the reason why they get offended or pretend to get offended, because they have nothing that they bring. They bring nothing to you, except for if you ask them, they will be like, me, my looks, I'm so beautiful, I'm so pretty. Don't you feel privileged just to be with me? And that's the end all be all. That's what you're supposed to get, is I'm so pretty, right? She doesn't know how to be a good helpmate. She doesn't know how to be a good partner. She's not thinking long term on what type of mother she would be. Is she going to be the first counselor to the kids? Is she going to be the first teacher to the kids? Those are important things that a woman brings to the table that activates a man's protector and provider instincts. Not just because she's some Cinderella Disney princess. I'm going to let her keep rocking.
Like something has been taken away from him. Instead of remembering your happiness, he will remember the price. That's why he will complain after paying. It's just ingrained in him. He cannot help it but to think about the price. He tells his friends how much he spent. He's complaining how much the restaurant was. He's complaining that it wasn't worth it. Like, oh my God, we spent so much money, but have you seen how it wasn't worth it? He is anxious about it. He's anxious about the money that he spent. And he will for sure bring it up in an argument weeks later.
$20 for 40 minutes? What the fuck is this math?
I don't want to fight about money with my boyfriend on our anniversary. It makes me feel like my parents.
Ladies, you need to watch his facial expression when he pays. Does he smile because he enjoys treating you? Or does he sigh, hesitate, feeling anxious, feeling like he has to check the bill 3 times? Feeling anxious, feeling like he has to check the bill 3 times?
Come on, Tech. Technological difficulties. Technological. I'm going to cut this.
Feeling anxious, feeling like he has to check the bill 3 times, like, maybe he complains about the economy, maybe he complains about inflation. There's nothing worse than a man that is cheap, ladies, and very wealthy men can be cheap. A provider feels proud when he invests.
And shit, everybody complain about the economy. The economy changes, right? The world really has an issue with, it's men, right? So the economy's changing. Jobs that have traditionally been jobs for men are being replaced or have been replaced by either technology or AI, right? So it's increasingly more difficult. I make good money, and I'm a retired military, but it's increasingly difficult, for any person to do well enough to be able to provide for another person. This is why people ain't marrying, and men are, the economy has an impact on dating, right? To make a long story short, and so whenever there's not inflation, but um, economic drawdowns. You see people losing their good jobs at tech companies like Apple and things like that. That affects, the dating landscape because, yes, men have less money to uh, treat or take other people out, right, on dates and things like that. And does it mean they broke? No, they got enough money for them, but they don't have enough money for the extras, right? So sometimes this is something that during this time, this is when you um, start to come to respect the people that are down with you during time, during the low times, right? You don't need no fair weather chick that's only around when the whiskey flowing and when the money flowing. You need the type of chick that's gonna be down during the low times so that she can be there during the high time. And these type of women just go monkey branch from spender to spender, right? And they don't see the selfishness in that, right? And so you got to.
A non-provider feels like he's losing something. He will keep scores. If I do this, you do this. If I do that, you do that. I did this amount, so you need to do this amount. Or he always wants.
What the fuck do you want to do, bitch? Nothing.
Honestly, if a man
Nothing.
wants you to pay and wants you to do 50-50 on a dinner, on a date, this is not a provider. So if he insists on being like, we need to be equal, it's an equal partnership, blah, 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 blah. This is a man that doesn't want a feminine woman. This is a man that doesn't want a high value woman like you. Maybe he wants.
See, this is just dry begging. Begging. This is just dry begging. And they try to wrap it in this high value man type of conversation to make it sound like that you should be proud, right? Or happy to waste your money on somebody that's not worth your time. Now, you will probably spend money naturally on a woman you're in love with that earns it, right? But our young men are and need to learn more how to discern who earns their time and who earns their hard-earned money to take them out and who is just, using them for what they can get. Today, you do something nice, take a woman out on a date, and these type of women behave as if it's the minimum or as if it's something you got to do. Don't nobody got to do nothing but stay black, white, and die. Black, white, mess, whatever race you are, that and die and pay taxes, right? So it's not a minimum that I take you out, right? These type of women are ungrateful for anything you do. So the bar will always continue to go up because they're ungrateful. And now you running this treadmill as long as you with her to kind of keep trying to impress her, right? You don't need you don't need that type of. It's insulting. One, she does. If she respected you, that wouldn't be the way she moved with you, right? So just watch out for that and watch out for this type of language that my last boyfriend was a provider. So why you ain't with that nigga? Get back with him then. You know what I'm saying? If it's your last boyfriend, that's another issue, is that sometimes women will compare you to what their girlfriend's boyfriend is doing for them. They can't stop comparing. Or they'll compare you in her head with a previous boyfriend that she might have had, right? So you always got these ghosts in the room of what these other men did for her. And you don't want to fall into that trap. Trying to compete with the outer world to impress your chick. She ain't gonna never really be, if she's got this type of attitude and selfish demeanor, she'll never be content or satisfied or happy, right? It'll always, she's like an empty pit of need and want and need and want, and you didn't do enough. And what about this birthday? And she has, if you, when you ask, what happiness do you bring to me? Besides the pussy. Hope the pussy's wonderful, but once that's over with, what happiness do you bring to me? Besides you being pretty and on my arm. And if she gets offended, if she a real woman would say, look, I bring peace, I bring excitement, I know how to keep my man happy. I know, you know what I'm saying, I know how to be a good mother, right? These are the things that God naturally made the woman for. And today's young woman don't want to do that part. She just wants to be there and get treated and get princess treatment, right? When it comes to having kids, she may or may not want to have any kids, may not want to ruin her figure, right? So you get less than men have traditionally gotten and then are expected to be somehow richer so that everyone gets a princess princess treatment. Everyone's treated like Cinderella. It's not realistic, right? Like I said, especially when the economy ties in, where some guys are doing well, some guys are doing better than others, some guys are being laid off, right? And getting their finances together. So the last thing he needs to do is go out and date and be expected to take care of another person, right? I'm gonna let her go.
The man, for example, he offers you a gift and you thank him after the gift, but again, 3 weeks later, during an argument, after everything I've done for you, I paid for the shoes, remember? I did this. It is an investment he expected to cash on later. Sometimes he could even change his mood immediately after being generous because in his mind, he's owed something. You owe him something. Maybe more attention, more appreciation, more affection.
More appreciation will work.
Sex, honestly. Because giving for him was never free. It was never because he wants to make you happy, he wants to court you, he wants to build an amazing life with you. It is because he wants something in return. How can a man think that he can have access to your precious body for a dinner? Okay? Even a gift. Why do you think it's a transaction?
No, we're gonna work through this. Is this why my shit tripping today? We're gonna work through this. Where's my Altice at?